That's right. It's the morning show right here on KVVB TV, Channel 33. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez. It's great to have you with us on today's show. We're going to be speaking to Kayla Conti over there, Google Trends expert, breaking it down for us what you are searching for this week, including one story that I thought was so adorable. I wanted to share it. We didn't have enough time. It's about the little puppy with the little tail that doesn't wag. Have you seen that? I know that's what top trending of the week. So everybody talking about that, as well as the other four that we'll discuss, as well as the top YouTube video of the week. So super excited about that. Also, Coach Jeff Steinberg going to be sharing our last segment with them. Yes, because it is the end of the season for them over there. But still a pretty big majority win over there. Pretty exciting. So we'll be talking to Coach Jeff Steinberg. Also, Marco Polo of the 21st Century is actually going to be here giving his tips on 2020 travel. This is the first, or as far as I know, the youngest person to visit every country, the North and the South Poles. He's going to share his tips, tricks, and, of course, top 2020 destinations. So we'll be talking to him. He's actually at Sanctuary Camelback Mountain Resort and Spa in Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm actually glad he's there because he can give us a little advice, because we got to head out to Scottsdale, Arizona for a speaking engagement. I'll be there in December 4th, 5th, and 6th. So if you're out there, come visit. So, all right. So we got also Mr. Jesse Sanchez over there. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning.
Now, Jesse, I understand you are on a cloud 9, and I would say like something has like you look almost like you're glowing. You are so on cloud 9. Can you share with me the secret to your glowiness? Keep it PG.
Yes, all it is Disney Plus. Watch The Mandalorian, and you will be
Oh,
there.
okay. All right. All right. I've been waiting because I'm like, oh, I don't want to jump on these things and then kind of be disappointed. But is it really everything they say it is? And how long is each episode? Is it like 30 minutes, an hour, 45, 43?
Um, I think they're 40 minutes an episode. I wasn't really keeping track. I just know I was enjoying it too much.
Okay. All right. Good to know. And so how many do they have out right now?
Just one. It's one episode a week. So episode 2 just got released today.
Oh, I see how it is over there. Okay, well, all right. So I'm thinking we need at least. I understand there's a 7-day trial to at least try that out. But if they're releasing it every week, that's actually smart, because you're like, oh, like they got me on the first one. So I just hope they can continue to do that. Obviously, a lot of great films over there. Okay, we got to take a break. We're going to talk a lot around the corner right after these messages. We'll be right back right after this. Stay tuned. All right. We appreciate each and every one of you. I love that music. That music just kind of gets me going, right? There's a lot of music I would love to use, but Facebook deems it copyright infringement. So these are the ones that are okay, which is funny because these are the ones that are okay, the music for Facebook, but YouTube doesn't like them. You can't make everybody happy, right? All
20
right,
seconds.
let's see. In social media, we appreciate you. Got little time to go live here. Got lots to talk about, including this. Do you not like vegetables? It might be genetic. You're welcome. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Don't tell the kids that, though. You got to give them time to catch up.
2 seconds.
Genetics. There's a story for everything, right? That's right. It's the morning show right here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Joining our live TV audience over there at KVVB TV, Channel 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, and YouTube Live. It's great to have you with us. On today's show, we're going to be talking to Kayla Conti about the top Google trends of the week, including the magical unicorn puppy. If you have not seen this puppy already, you were probably not dancing around over there on social media. We got to show you this around the corner. It's super cute. At first, I'm not going to lie. Jesse, did you see this super cute puppy with the little tail in the front of his head?
Super cute. Oh yes, that dog is adorable.
Right? I'm not going to lie here. I at first thought, oh, that was Photoshopped. And then I saw a video and I was like, oh, that totally was not Photoshopped, right? Now, it makes you wonder, right? Are we going to have new, kind of reminds me of a Pokemon gone wild, right? You could kind of do something with that. Like, what if this Pokemon, dog, had a little, another dog, and then all of a sudden, all these dogs had this little cool thing coming out the front, and it doesn't wag, evidently. It doesn't wag, so which is a good thing because I could see the poor little dog going, "Wait, I can't see because I'm too happy," just or it's like a
windshield wiper.
Yeah, exactly. Right, poor little doggy, but so cute. So cute. Everybody's going to follow that dog. He's got to have does he have his own Instagram or Facebook or Twitter? I would follow that dog. But there you go. All right. So also around the corner, Coach Jeff Steinberg's going to be breaking it down for us, talking about the latest over there in Beaumont. Also, just around the corner, super excited about this. Marco Polo. Yeah, Marco Polo. You know that one? Yeah. Whenever we would do that in the pool of our own century is going to be joining us just around the corner. We're going to be talking about turning your holiday spending into 2020 travel. How can you do that? Now, this is, unlike some people that have tips, which join the show, and I love those because they always have great tips. But rarely do you find out anybody that's traveled all around to every country and the North and South Poles. Of course, he's going to be spending time with us right here, Lee Abamonte, and global travel expert. That's a cool. What do you do? I'm a global travel expert. He's a former Wall Street banker and the youngest American to visit every country in the world. How crazy is that? So there you go. That's one of those things that people only talk about, but he's one that actually has done it. How cool is that, right? I know. And how do you prove it with him? Takes photos everywhere, right? Oh, he could Photoshop it? He didn't, trust me. Okay, so we got lots to talk about on today's show. Cut that around the corner. But this is one that I think is something we should talk about. Those of you that don't like vegetables, and correct me if I'm wrong, there's a lot of you out there. You may not be alone. And more importantly, I now have a reason for you to tell your family members who are like, what? You don't like vegetables? Yeah, that's right. According to this, a study is showing that your genes may be to blame. Don't blame me, blame my genes, right? I know, that's the new story. Great, good job. Let's see. The preliminary new research presented at the American Heart Association Scientific Sessions shows that a specific gene, because they've been doing this, there's a lot of talk about them mapping genes, and they're getting some pretty cool stuff out of it, makes certain foods, especially, this is me, broccoli, cauliflower, I hate cabbage. Oh, can't stand it, but raw. No, God. No, I like cabbage raw. I don't like it cooked. That's what it is. And Brussels sprouts tastes extremely bitter to some people. That's me. Okay, the gene in question is called TAS2R38. Everyone inherits 2 copies of this taste gene. We have taste genes, but which variant of the gene you get makes all the difference. Huh. According to the AHA, people who inherit two copies of the variant called AVI are not sensitive to bitter taste from certain chemicals. Those with one copy of AVI and another called PAV perceive bitter tastes of these chemicals. However, individuals with two copies of PAV, often called super tasters, find the same foods exceptionally bitter. Whoa, there you go, people. See, look, you know what? It pays to listen to the morning show. So now when people give you a problem, you could be like, you know what? Stop making fun of me. It's in my genes. Like, you could totally run with that. And then just refer them to this morning show. In the study, they had 175 men and women about how often they ate certain foods, found that those with the PAV form of the gene, because they actually did the science behind this, they did, you're right, who are more sensitive to bitter tasting foods were more than 2.5 times as likely to eat the least amount of vegetables. For super tasters, the bitterness they taste in vegetables goes beyond being mildly annoying. So this is super annoying. You know what? That makes sense because each one of those, like I have to have. Now here's the trick though. You can't have those things raw. So you have to like flavor them. And we talked about this on the show, right? Like Brussels sprouts, disgusting until you add some really good flavoring on top of it and cook it right. So we tend to be, you know what? This makes sense. My lady, so she's claimed for a long time that she has like super hearing, super really cool stuff. Like and maybe she has a gene that has turned on for her super hearing and or taste bud. Wait, she has the hearing, I have the taste buds. Why couldn't I have gotten the hearing? I could do so much more with that. But there you go. So broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, turnips, collards, kale, bok choy, along with spinach, coffee, and tart citrus flavors. If you've got one of these genes, these are a little bit more extreme to you. So there you go. Isn't that news you can use? I know you're thinking I had no idea this was even a thing. You're welcome. All right, so getting ready around the corner is Marco Polo of the 21st century. Do we have him ready to go, or is he still traveling over there? Oh, he's still traveling? Okay, got it. All right, then let's go to this because this one I think is one worth talking about. It is the that might be too long, and then we'll have to cut it off. Let's do this one. Here it is. Super vaccines for the flu advised for people 65 and older. Yes, this is a thing, especially 65 and older. Is it legit or a scam? That is the latest headline there. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, about 70 to 80% of seasonal flu-related deaths occur in this age group. The regular flu vaccine just won't cut it. James Steckelberg of the Mayo Clinic said about people 65 and over should be administered high-dose vaccines to stimulate their immune system. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has licensed 2 high-dose vaccines to people 65 and older, Fluzone High Dose and FLUAD, Fluad. So what are these? Well, Dr. William Schaffner and not William Shatner. I know, get your head out of Star Trek world. William Schaffner, an infectious diseases specialist at Vanderbilt University Medical Center, said although the 2 vaccines have the same outcome, they work a little differently. Fluzone High Dose contains 4 times the antigen that's in a standard dose, effectively making it a stronger version of the regular flu shot. Fluad pairs the regular vaccine with an adjuvant, an immune stimulant to cause the immune system to have a higher response to the vaccine. So I know you're like, what did I get out of that? Well, if you're 65 and older, you should probably take this. If you're not that age, then I think according to this special Fluzone High Dose and Fluad, you just got to do your work on that. So ask your local doctor right there and see if this is recommended for you as well. So there's some information there. Also, there is this. Yes, the FDA, big warning over there. Do you guys shop at Dollar Tree? Dollar Tree is pretty amazing. You can find some pretty cool stuff, but you got to be careful here because according to this, Dollar Tree is under fire for stocking potentially unsafe drugs and cosmetics. Yeah, I know those of you like going over there going, oh, look, I could get some pretty cool stuff. The FDA said in a news release on Thursday it sent a warning letter to Greenbrier International Incorporated, which does business as Dollar Tree, outlining multiple violations of current good manufacturing practices at contract manufacturers used to produce Dollar Tree's assured brand OTC drugs, other products sold at Dollar Tree and Family Dollar stores. So basically, in this letter, the FDA identifies Chinese manufacturers that failed to test products and cited an example where rodent feces, you're welcome, were found throughout the manufacturing facility. Ooh. We've heard of this, right? Of certain makeups that are like known to have some type of rodent feces, and people are like breaking out on their skin, going, "What's going on? This makeup was so good." Until a while ago, when you tested it and you found out a bunch of rodents in there. According to the FDA, the Dollar Tree received warning letters between 2016 and 2019, including notification of letters sent to the manufacturers who were placed on import alert, which are used to prevent potentially violative products from being imported into the U.S. market. Long story short, be careful. If you go to Dollar Tree, I would just kind of veer away. I'm just saying. I mean, you could do whatever you want, but yeah, I would kind of. I get it. They're a deal, and I know things can be a little expensive over there, but there you go. Okay, switching gears up entirely, let's talk about this. It is the auto show happening next week. Super excited about this. We're actually going to be there. Ricardo Rodriguez, the entire Hispanic Motor Press, which I'm a judging member of these. We're actually going to be speaking. I don't know that I'm going to be speaking, but Ricardo's going to be speaking at the auto show. And the auto show this year, if you have not gone in past years, you got to get tickets to this. This is in L.A. at the L.A. Convention Center. They release it first to mainly the media, and then for everybody else, you just have to get your tickets right there. But prepare for wow. That's the headline here. 3 hot SUVs could blow the doors off at the LA Auto Show. Ford has long battled the likes of General Motors, Fiat, Chrysler, and Toyota. Well, now it has a new automaker in its crosshairs, Tesla. Ford plans to introduce a Mustang-inspired SUV next week. What? A Mustang-inspired SUV? Is this possible? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the classic Mustang being an SUV. It's dubbed the Mustang Mach-E. The Mustang Mach-E as part of the media preview. It's one of 3 new vehicles which will position to become the breakout stars of the first big event. This year's 10-day event is kicking off with media previews. That happens Tuesday. It opens to the public November 22nd. It will have about 1,000 new vehicles on display. So, follow me on social media. I'll show you guys around if we get good. It's always difficult to get good internet connectivity at the LA Auto Show because it's not the LA Auto Show's fault. It's that whole section. Like it's just everybody's on the band, and the bandwidth's so tiny, so we get usually pixelated stuff. But we'll try to bring you some content from there. Hopefully, we'll do it. In past years, we've tried and just gone. It's failed. We failed about that. So there you go. The Ford Mustang Mach-E. We'll find out what that is worth and how cool it is. Then there's a Land Rover Defender. That has long been known as one of the toughest go-anywhere vehicles on the planet. It's a 4-wheel drive meant for off-road treks and distant lands. How distant, you ask? So remote, the original had exposed bolts so damaged body panels could be easily replaced with a wrench on the spot. That's what our guest would have wanted to travel in. I think he got stuck on the road. I think that's what happened. He didn't get to call in. But Marco, yeah, no Polo. Okay, moving on though. Volkswagen. They have the ID Space Vision. Now this looks cool, by the way. There's like a little mock-up of this car, which is just an art piece here. It's the Volkswagen latest concept. It's yet to debut as the electric vehicle lineup. It's Volkswagen's ID Space Vision concept, the latest prototype to highlight the brand's plan to introduce electric models. It has a futuristic station wagon, which is like a crossover configuration, and like other automakers, they're struggling with trying to make boxy, high-profile vehicles sexy. There it is. Now, what? Whoa, right? That's like remember when we used to watch those future movies, like futuristic science fiction? They would show all of the cars being real sleek like that. Well, now we're seeing them happen right there. So that's the latest Volkswagen. All right, we need to take a break here on the morning show. We'll be back right after these messages. Stay tuned. Hey, Jesse, really quick. I don't know if you still have him, but he's at 840. It was my bad. He's not at 810.
The
I think
coach?
yeah, no, the other one.
Oh no, he hasn't called.
Okay, yeah, he should be calling at 840. That was my fault.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he was originally at 810, and then we moved him to 840. No, the coach is on. So,
Okay.
yeah, we're good with him. Is he ready to go?
Yeah, he's ready to go.
Okay, thank you. For those of you tuning in, I know you're thinking like, "Oh, we got them on the behind the scenes." Nah, we let you watch that. Sometimes we need to like work behind the scenes, but we have to talk to each other. So, but we appreciate you guys out there. Yes, you're on our behind the scenes. This is our commercial break. So he's working feverishly back there, like doing, calling people and getting them on the phone and being like, "What time are we at?" But yeah, my fault. I could have sworn I had it for 8:10, by the way, but I think it was one of those back and forth, like 8:10, 8:15, 8:20, 8:30, 8:40. So we'll finish
And
him
this
at
is
8.
the reason why we shout out Marco
Polo.
Polo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad he's not stuck in the car somewhere. That would be terrible. And if he did, go get the new SUVs, right? Especially the one you could do on in person. All right, Jeff Steinberg coming up next. In fact, it's the end of the season for them. Can you believe it? Wow. I mean, again, 9 wins is nothing to cough at, right?
10 seconds.
Yeah, we'll talk about the last week. You can't win them all. Can't. It's nearly impossible.
2 seconds.
Don't think there's 1,000% winning strategy. That's right. It's the morning show right here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM. Joining our live TV audience over there at KVVB TV, Channel 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV, YouTube Live, and LinkedIn Live. Yes, we have with us Coach Jeff Steinberg of Beaumont High School. Again, it's the end of the season. Good morning. Welcome to the show, Coach.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Doing fantastic. Now, I got to ask over there, the Cougars season ended last week in the CIF playoffs. Beaumont finishes the year with a 9-2 record. Look, you can't win them all. What do you tell your team when they lose the last one there?
Well, the most amazing thing happened on the Saturday following the game. I got out of bed, and sure enough, the sun was out. So the sun comes up. You live to see another day. Sometimes things in life don't exactly go according to plan. We certainly weren't complacent, but sometimes you don't reach all your goals, and that's life. And I think there's a lot to learn in that process. But I think it's more important than actually reaching your goals is what you become in the process of working towards it. So I saw tremendous growth from our players. I saw guys do things that they never thought, or I never thought they'd be able to do, when I first met them. And
right.
For our team to accomplish some of the things that we did this past season, I think speaks volumes of the kind of kids we have here.
Well, and it's true. The future is bright for your program over there. The Beaumont and JV and freshman teams had success. Lots of players. How important is that?
Very important. I think winning has become a very bad word in our society, and I think winning is important, and more important maybe than the actual product is the process that goes into winning. And so we plan to win on a daily basis. The stuff that we do in the classroom, you're planning on being successful in every part of your life. And I think those are the kind of young men we want to turn out, where they're going to be great guys, great husbands, great people in their community, great employees and leaders. So we do have a plan in place to be successful in everything.
Now, obviously, we're going into off season. What's your routine like, especially either for the players or just you and your fellow coaches?
Yeah, so now we do a postseason evaluation with all our returning players. We meet with the seniors, have exit meetings with the seniors. We work to get kids recruited over the next few months, and then when we come back in January, we don't really take much time off from the weight room. The focus changes a little bit. Right now, it's to heal up and get rested and get our bodies ready for the new year. And then when we come back in January, It's weightlifting 4 days a week, speed and agility training, and then when we get to March, we're back on the field once a week until the month of May, and then May spring football, and that's kind of the point where it becomes pretty busy again. As far as the coaches go, we meet, we evaluate our program, we evaluate our schemes, we go study some things, pick some schools we want to go learn at, and hit some clinics as well.
As long as you don't look at like video content of like other calls being made and try to figure that out, I think you're good, Coach. Right? Is that? Was that a low blow to the Astros, which are being accused of that? I don't know. I mean, as a coach, does it ever come in your thought pattern like, what if the other team is doing that to us? Like,
We do. So we try to limit some of the things that they may see signal wise. And I'll be honest, sometimes some teams do some things that are right out there where you can get a certain call. When I was at Rancho Verde, one of the players saw in pregame warm up some of the signals that were being used for pass routes. And sure enough, he saw it towards the end of the game. He saw the signal for the receiver to run a slant. He stepped in front of it, intercepted it, and we wound up winning the game.
Oh, you know what I would do if I suspected of the other team like doing that? I would throw them a bunch of like stuff that I wanted them to think, just to be like, oh, yep, they're totally, because that's not our typical call, right? There's ways to do that. There's ways to debunk. Yeah, either way you slice it or dice it, I got to ask you this. Look, Beaumont will be moving up to the Citrus Belt League next season. How big of a challenge will that be?
Huge. Oh, this is huge. And I think in the long run, it's terrific. Short term, I think there's going to be some challenges, and we're going to have our work cut out for us this off season. But it's a great league and schools with terrific tradition in that league. I think it's going to give us an opportunity to reestablish a rivalry with Yucaipa High School, and so we're looking forward for that to happen.
All right, very exciting stuff. Warriors of the Week, the Ramona's Trench Warriors. Can we give them a shout out?
Yeah, our final Trench Ramona's El Nasty Trench Warriors for this year, and it's fitting, is Gil Vargas Jr., who had an excellent game versus Linfield Christian, and so Coach Fabella had the honor of taking Gil on Wednesday for the El Nasty, and they enjoyed it.
I seriously got to get myself my hands on one of those El Nasties. Well, congratulations to the entire team. Look, nothing to scoff at. There they are, the class of 2020 senior football team on the video feed that we can see there. Again, congratulations. Look, 9-2 record. That's hard. I mean, if it were the other way around, it would be tough to talk about every week. I'm not going to lie with you, Coach. But I want to say congratulations. Congratulations to your entire team. I know this is the last time we get to speak with you until the next season, but any tips out there for anybody maybe getting into the football, maybe at the high school level?
Yeah, so I think that it's something that is great for young men, and we actually have a female on the team. Jessica's done a great job. She's going to be a senior next year, but anybody wanting to come out should see me before we go on winter break. We're going to have a meeting. Our numbers are very huge now, and we expect that we'll probably have even more next year. And just like anything, if you want to be successful at something, you've got to commit to it. So we're hoping that we'll get some new faces and see great commitment from our returning players so that we can have continued success in the program.
Well, I got to say, I've seen coaches kind of like be fired right away because they just had terrible management skills or training skills for that matter, or terrible motivation. You have none of that. You have exactly the opposite. So I know that the team over there loves you, the high school loves you, and the community loves you. So thank you very much, Jeff, for spending time with us on the morning show every week here, giving us the play-by-play and some of the tips to, yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. Okay, Jeff Steinberg, everybody, coach over there. Again, big wins. Look, either way you slice it or dice it, 9-2. Wow. So the entire football team over there in Beaumont High School, keep it up. Okay, we got to take another break. We got Google Trends coming up next right here on the morning show. Stay tuned. Periscope over there, we see your comments. Big shout out to Sue VG, Kelly's Max, Yahoo. That's a cool name. It's YAHU. Yahoo. Let's see. Steven Sant over there. Thank you for retweeting us, by the way, Steven. We appreciate you. Just Be You, Kenan Ilgetty, the Eagle 16 Hypomaniac. That's a cool name, right? Unless you're going out on a date. You don't want to introduce yourself as the Hypomaniac. Let's see. Kelly did a LOL. Laura 2019. Salon Marie. And let's see. Laura says, yeah, saw it in camo Mustang SUV. Oh, so she already saw the Mustang SUV, huh? Oh, okay. And Leo and Meaton. Also in social media on Facebook, we see Maria Cervantes, Diana Chenevere, and Mandy Lynn says, I've never... or wait, let's see. I've heard to never ever buy medication at dollar stores. Yeah, that's kind of a good idea over there. Okay, so again, Coach Jeff Steinberg, we want to say a big thank you each and every week. Unfortunately, we won't have him on following weeks, which I kind of wish we did. He'd do like a really good, like, you know, the latest football update, right? I know. But there you go. I'm sorry, what was that? I didn't get that. Yeah, by the way, next week, Sonia Chason will return with us. So she'll be on with us next week. So if you got questions, maybe they be legal or maybe there's somebody else's legal questions, give us some questions out there so we can answer them. All you have to do is send it on Facebook and or Twitter. I can't advise, but she's an attorney. But then she'll probably like give you some perspective, and there you go. I should post that on Craigslist. You know, Craigslist is still around, right? Right? Yeah. So we used to do that back in the day, and I would just post on there, and I get all kinds of people replying to that. It's weird. I don't Facebook when I post things on there, people are like, oh, I don't want you knowing my like stuff, right? So I don't get questions on Facebook. It's weird. People are like, no, I don't want them to know. But on Craigslist, they're like, yeah. It's like random because you could have like, right? You can have what is that? Hidden emails. All right, is Kayla ready to go over there? Oh, she got disconnected.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. It's all right. Poor thing. That's right. It's the morning show right here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM, also KVVB TV 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV. Yes, the top trending video of the week. We're going to talk about that as well as the top 5 trends of the week. Again, lots to talk about here, but this one caught a lot of people choked up. Not sure if you saw this. It's We Love You, Alex. Jeopardy. Yeah, it was a Jeopardy video gone viral. Not sure if you guys have seen this, but it's trending as the top YouTube video of the week. It's only 1:09, but it's already amassed well over 1 million views. Yes, Jeopardy host Alex Trebek became emotional after a contestant's answer on Monday night. The touching moment happened during the final Jeopardy round of the show's Tournament of Champions episode. If you want to check it out, you can find it on YouTube. And, you know, it's difficult. It's because he's going through such a difficult time right now. According to this contestant, who's a student at Brown University, wrote this: "What is We Love You, Alex?" And Trebek responded before getting emotional. It's very kind of you. Thank you. Trebek, who's been hosting the famous game show for 35 years, announced in March he was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. And isn't it true? We all do love Alex Trebek. I mean, he's been like a household name since I can remember. And so there you go. And always so calm with them, right? He doesn't ever make them completely feel stupid. He might like say like a little something, but right? And then Saturday Night Live took his whole thing to another level. But so there you go. Alex Trebek, we do love you. And obviously one of the top reasons that it is a top trending video right there. Some other top trending things this week. We want, hopefully Kayla gets a chance to give us a call back over there. Is Kayla ready to go there? Okay. Well, so here is one that I'm just going to help you with. One of the top YouTube or Twitter, no, help me out. We're talking Google, right? Google Trends. Thank you. Yeah, Google Trends. Narwhal. Okay, so get that name in your head. This is the puppy I've been wanting to show you the entire time. If you haven't seen it already, You've been hiding there. There's the puppy. Oh, can we just keep it up there at least for the next 5 minutes? You can't be upset and look at that puppy and go, I'm going to have a bad day, right? Narwhal is the rescue puppy with the tail growing out of his forehead. For those of you listening on the radio, just imagine, if you haven't seen this, like the tail literally growing out like the front of his head, kind of like a unicorn would, except it's just kind of drooping there. It doesn't wag, for those of you wondering if it does. And apparently his name is Narwhal. Now, his full name is Narwhal, the Little Magical Furry Unicorn. Okay, so get it right. According to dog rescue nonprofit organization Max Mission, which took him in after he was discovered last Saturday. He was found, get this, in the freezing cold with what appears to be the beginning of frostbite on one paw. Aw, unlike an actual narwhal whale. There it is, narwhal, get it. Like the whale, which has that, big protruding canine tooth that resembles a tusk. The tail is short and stubby, sprouting right between his eyes, flops from side to side when he plays, not on its own, just because it's just kind of there. He has a normal tail too, by the way, if you're wondering. So he just has one extra one. Workers at Max Mission, they specialize in special needs dogs who have been abused or born with defects, says he's recovering quickly with the frostbite healing. He seems completely healthy other than some usual puppy worms he got meds for. We all know that's a thing, right? Don't laugh at him. Vets took x-ray scans which showed the tail isn't connected to anything. It has no real use as far as they could tell, but it also doesn't cause him any pain, and there's no medical reason to remove it. So the forehead tail is there to stay. The unicorn face tail does not bother Narwhal, and he never slows down, just like any normal puppy. So there you go. How cute is that, right? I know. You're thinking, well, that's kind of abnormal, but you know what? On this little puppy, at least he survived. All right, we got to take a quick break here on the morning show. We'll be back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned. All right, so Jesse, we're gonna have to either we'll have to reschedule her because now we got the 8:41. So I just unless she could call in at 8:50, we could probably fit her in at the end there. But I don't know about their schedule. Can you ask? Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, we're running tight here. Tight ship. And I guess technically I messed it up at the beginning, but not really. I didn't disconnect Kayla. The phone disconnected Kayla. Can't help that. But what do you guys think about that? Let's see your comments over there about the little doggy. Come on. That's right? When you go into the weekend, you want to think good things. You want to think of that dog. Because we've had a lot of terrible news this week. Just terrible. Horrible. Evil. I'll be honest, it's hard not to talk about it. And I want to, but I'm trying to keep everybody. Whew. It's one of those things that if we talk about, I'm gonna break down on camera, which is why I'm really trying to steer clear from it. It's how do we get this far? How do we get this far? Right? In schools. Yeah. It's terrible. See, I'm already starting. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, his name isn't Marco, by the way, but yeah. Mr. Traveler. I have somebody go in my ear, which you guys are probably wondering. Yeah, Marco's on the line. His name isn't Marco, but it's the title we gave him. All right, so those of you tuning in, this is our behind the scenes. We're just getting ready for our next guest, Lee Abramonte. And don't forget, every bottle back, by the way. That's the one that we had on yesterday. I had a friend which posted like all of the plastic in the ocean. And I'm like, yeah, that's why this is so important. So
we got 30 seconds.
Spread the word out there.
And Marco Polo is on the phone.
Okay.
10 seconds.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM, also KVVB TV, Channel 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, and YouTube Live. Yes, Lee Abamonte is a travel expert, writer, entrepreneur, foodie, and global adventurer known as the Marco Polo of the 21st century. Abamonte is the youngest person to visit every country, plus the North and South Poles, and now here in Victorville. Yes, via our phone line over there, we got Mr. Lee Abamonte. Good morning. Welcome to the show, Lee.
Good morning, and thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
No, thank you for joining us, especially taking some busy time out of your big schedule. Look, I understand you've been to every country in the world. What trips are you looking forward to taking in 2020?
Thank you. And yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot of trips in 2020, but immediately in January, I'll be down under in Australia. So I'm looking forward to going to Melbourne for the Australian Open tennis tournament. I'm a massive tennis fan, so looking forward to getting back down there. And I'll be in Australia for a good week or so, and then I'll be in New Zealand on the South Island doing some adventure sports. So really looking forward to getting down there and getting some warm weather.
Now, I got to ask, part of the traveling experience is also getting to meet new people in different areas. Have you, do you put, here's how I stay on Facebook. Like I say, hey, connect with me on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram. I imagine you have a pretty large following, and people are like, oh, you're the Marco Polo of the 21st century. Do you get greeted like that? Or do you introduce yourself like that? Hi, I'm the Marco Polo.
I don't introduce myself like that, but yeah, occasionally I do get greeted like that. And yeah, I have a decent following, and I try to meet people when I go to new places, and it's fun for me, and it's really cool to meet like-minded people and get new ideas, and then people in different areas and markets can kind of show you around and tell you where you should go, that type of thing.
Now, right now, Lee, obviously everybody's thinking, spending money. Not necessarily. Some are on traveling, and others are like, what am I going to get my family members, right? Tis the season, right? So quick question on that. How, though, can we turn, because I see you've got tips on how to turn your holiday spending into a future trip.
Yeah, actually, last holiday season, consumers spent an average of $1,200 on holiday retail and $560 on holiday travel. So it's important to develop a strategy because you're going to be spending this money anyway. You might as well maximize the rewards that you're earning and turn it into potential cashback or free travel in the future. Now, I recommend the Bank of America Premium Rewards Visa card because it gives you 2 points for every dollar spent on travel and dining and 1.5 points on all other purchases. And if you're a Preferred Rewards Platinum Honors tier member, you can earn 3.5 points per dollar spent on travel and dining. What that basically means is that you can maximize your rewards to earn potential free travel in the future faster.
Oh, I like that. And by the way, I've been a long time Bank of America customer for, God, ever since I was like a little kid. My mom opened a savings with me over at Bank of America. That was my first introduction into banking world. But I got to admit, they have a cool black one. What color is yours?
I'm sorry?
The card. We just saw a couple pictures on camera. I saw a black card, a red card. Mine's a typical red card, but I'm thinking I need to get that nice black card.
The Premium Rewards is a silver card. It's a beautiful silver card, I might add.
Got it. Okay. So let's talk about some advice that you would give for those that are like researching for good holiday travel and booking it, especially because it sounds like you've got your finger on the pulse over there. And I'm sure you had some bad experiences. I don't know who hasn't had some bad traveling, but any good ones that you can give us like a leg up on?
Sure, especially for the holidays, you got to be a little bit more savvy than normal. And, instead of the usual advice, just book in advance, you got to think about the days that you're booking. So with regards to the holidays, you don't want to travel the day before Thanksgiving or really even 2 days before Thanksgiving because those are super busy travel days.
Right.
You want to travel, maybe 4 or 5 days beforehand or consider going on Thanksgiving morning because you'll save a lot of money, time, hassle, and just the aggravation of being at the airport on those super busy days and dealing with, impatient, angry people. And, trust me from experience traveling to Florida for Thanksgiving a few times, just take the hassle out of it, and you'll be happy you did.
Well, I gotta say, you have done it really cool. We're following you now on social media. I'm looking at all your really cool pictures of the travel experiences that you've had. We're posting some on the video right here, by the way. Visiting the North or South Pole, I gotta ask you. 'Tis the season. Does anybody ever ask you, "Hey, did you get any magical elves when you were visiting there?"
Yeah, it's always interesting the types of questions you get when you start talking about the polls. And Santa Claus, he wasn't there when I was there, unfortunately, but it was a hell of an experience regardless.
I believe he hibernates. He, like, don't bother me. I got one full day to do it. He kind of, stretch. I don't know. But any non-traditional holiday trips you can recommend? Because like my lady, she's on both ends. Like she loves to visit Europe, but I kind of want to take her to somewhere exotic. Any suggestions over there?
I was actually in Peru just last week, and that's it's both exotic and it's a little bit far flung, but it's also pretty easy to get to. Actually, from Los Angeles, there's direct flights to Lima, and there's a lot of varied landscapes and a lot of cool things that you can do there. I mean, and who doesn't want to climb the Incan ruins at Machu Picchu? And the next day you could be on an island or a beach or in the Amazon jungle. It's a really cool destination. And if you're into food, some of the best food in the world there in Peru.
Now, Lee, last question before I let you go. Actually, man, I got a ton of questions, but I'll try to narrow it down. First class, I've been really trying to see if there's like a special way to get into first class. On all of your trips, have you ever had it like gotten bumped up? And if so, what was the the thing that you did? Because we're all trying to figure this out.
Sure. I mean, I get upgraded quite a bit, but it's not by accident. It's planning your trips and your status and managing your miles and then your loyalty programs with the airlines. So, for instance, if you're loyal to a particular airline, one of the big three, whether it's United, American, Delta, or something else, you want to keep all your miles and then your partner flights miles and use your rewards toward upgrades. And if you don't have top status, you can still use your miles to get those upgrades, either for just miles or for cheap cash price.
Nice to know. Thank you, Lee. I'm so glad I knew you would have the answer, Lee. I'm really trying to get bumped up. I haven't done it yet. I think it would be experience. I like that picture of you in first class, by the way. Now we know how you did it. Lee, thank you very much. For those that want more information on getting that cool new Bank of America card, which I say is new because I haven't applied for it. How do I apply for it?
Sure. Go to bankofamerica.com/premium. And for more information about me and my travels, check out leeabamonte.com.
Thank you, Lee. We'll talk to you again soon from somewhere around the world.
Thank you.
All right. Lee Abamonte actually is there. He's doing both TV and also radio tours. He's actually right now at the Sanctuary Camelback Mountain Resort and Spa. I really wanted to ask about that, but we ran out of time. We're hoping we could get Kayla Conti back with us. Is Kayla able? Because I know they run a tight ship over there. She's spending time with somebody else. Do we know the answer on that? Okay.
Yeah, I talked to her. She wasn't able to come back.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, well, hopefully we'll have her next week. I apologize, Kayla, ahead of time. But how cool was that last guest, right? Being able to travel around the world. So I'm going to follow him on social media. I recommend you do as well. There it is, Lee Abamonte, the youngest American to travel to every country. And you can follow him right there at mylifesamovie.com or leeabamonte.com. How cool is that? And that's the official, I believe, North Pole, right? Like that literally is at the North Pole where he's at. I wonder how cold that got. That looked like summertime, right? You don't want to go in wintertime to the North Pole. I'm just saying. Okay, so there you go. We got lots to talk about, including this in social media. Many of you have already talked about it. Yes, this. Well, you know what? No, let's keep it positive because I was gonna go to the Astros thing, but I see a Mr. Tim Harris back there, so I do. He could talk about that next week. So next Wednesday, by the way, give you a preview, everybody. Most likely, more often than not, unless I don't know. Heaven forbid something happened like bad weather. Mr. Tim Harris will be hosting for me because I'm going to be at the LA Auto Show. So Tim Harris will have a chance right here on in front of you. So we'll let him weigh in on anything sports, okay? Because I weigh in on sports, and then I hear 20 minutes of the reality of sports, and so I'm just going to back off on that, okay? But you guys can tune in next Wednesday, well, every day really, but next Wednesday, special episode with Tim Harris. Yeah, so there you go, calling you out, Tim. You're going to be on the show. Okay, but moving on though, since we're talking about tipping, I know we weren't talking about it, but we're talking about travel, right? Now, over there, Jesse, I just got a question for you. Do you know how much to tip, like, when you travel? Because I'll admit, for a long time, I didn't.
No. Is
Okay.
there a set price?
There's like do's and don'ts. There's do's and don'ts. I want to say there's a set price because it is tipping, right? I mean, you could be that person that says, I just don't tip, right? But there are guidelines to tip or not to tip. That's the question. So this came out in a story, and I thought, you know what, this is a good question because I always I kind of wonder. I don't know the going rate sometimes. Now, according to Ann Sadie Ostin, who's a travel advisor and president of Sadie's Global Travel, who specializes in luxury travel. I'm just going to highlight luxury travel. What if you're on a budget? I should have asked him that. How much he tips? Nah, you don't want to throw people under the bus like that. So Ann says no one really has a clear picture. When in doubt, tipping is a better idea than not, though how much you tip depends on what type of accommodation you're staying in. For example, hotel luxury and amenities factor in how much you need to shell out. The consistent rule across hotels, bring cash, right? You don't want to be that person like, oh, I only use PayPal or can I Venmo you? Which I don't see why not. It's actually pretty easy over there. So there you go. But according to this, a consistent rule, bring cash, everything you need to know about hotel tipping in the U.S. How much should you tip a valet? Now, question for those, because I want to get a real world answers over here. For a mid-level hotel with valet service, should you tip $2, $3, $4, or $5? Jesse, I'll ask you first. Social media, I'm looking at you.
$3.
$3? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Let's see. According to Austin says, according to the American Hotel and Lodging Association, they recommend anywhere from $1 to $5 when someone delivers your car. Tipping when your car is picked is up to your discretion. You also may not always get the same valet. So it's nice to have something extra to different people moving your car back and forth. If there's bad weather, valets are working in an uncovered area. Austin recommends tipping even more. If you stay at a luxury hotel, a valet or bellman may help transport your bags for you in case you'll want to tip them. Now, how much do you tip a bellman? Because now I realize I've overpaid all this time.
I want to say between 10 and 20 bucks.
Okay. You know what? That was me for the longest time. So they're actually, I'm going to save you guys some money over there. According to this, because you're right. I mean, you could tip whatever you want. And sometimes you all know how much bags you have and how heavy it is, especially if they actually drop them off and deliver them to you. You're like, man, I break my back with some of the bags I have. According to this, think $5 or more, especially if you have multiple bags. $5 or more. I didn't even know that was an option, $5. Because I always thought, the bellman, I figured $15, $20. I was that person. I'm like, of course, when I had money. Okay. Brenda's like, wait, you had money? When was I around? You weren't. Sorry, babe. We're working to head back to that, though. Let's see. Tipping a concierge or member of a hotel staff providing you with detailed information about what to explore during your stay in a certain location remains a vague prospect, right? Do you tip them? Do you not? They are the concierge. It depends on what service they're providing and how much you use them. If you go to the concierge and ask for advice on what tours to take and receive specific recommendations, you could shell out, well, let me ask you this, $1, $5, or $50. Jesse, your final answer?
This is for the concierge
Mm-hmm.
at a rich hotel.
At any hotel. Okay, you know what? No, okay, yeah. Probably a rich hotel, because you obviously have it, right? Because you wouldn't be staying there if you weren't. Unless you got comped it, like sometimes we get comped. But yeah, just out of curiosity.
Is there a concierge at a Best Western? No, but I'd probably be like, depending on where I'm going, maybe I don't know, $50. I don't know.
Big spender over there, I see. Yeah. That's a safe answer, by the way. Always go with the most, right? It says here between $5 and $50. The higher end of that would likely be something you consider at a luxury hotel. the American Hotel and Lodging Association recommends $5 or $10 depending on what service they provide, like booking a restaurant or snagging you hard to get tickets or a lump sum when you leave. You may want to tip up front if you know you're going to use them frequently. And then, of course, that's just good because they're like, oh, hey, I remember you. You're the big tipper. You're like, yeah, that was the only tip you were going to get. But there you go. So, but look, obviously, according to this, they sometimes, by the way, you got to be careful of this. Sometimes rooms will add it into the price. So you want to make sure to review that because if it's added in, then it's best to double check that. Otherwise, 18 to 20% should suffice. And don't forget about those hardworking maids, by the way. It's good to leave something for them as well. That one I've always remembered. Sometimes I forget. I'm not going to lie because there's probably that maid out there going, I follow you on social media. I did not get that tip. All right, so there you go. There's some tips and advice for you. Well, that was a big show. What did we learn today? Marco Polo, you can't take it. You already got one. Although that's kind of a good goal, right? So travel around the world, get the bank cool card over there. It was pretty cool. Also, check out all the other things we got here on the morning show just by checking it out in our rebroadcast of it. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and or KMET1498am.com. Got to let you guys go. Cyrus Webb coming up at 10 o'clock. Check out his show as well. We'll see you later. Conversations live. Yeah, he's got almost 8,000 interviews. I don't even think I have that many. Make it a great day, everyone. All right, so there you go. How much do you tip out there, really? Or do you tip at all? I don't know that anybody ever says or admits that they're a non-tipper, right? Let's see. Mandy Lynn in social media says, a nice man tip for both him and me one day on a trip. I really appreciate it because I don't know how much to tip them. Plus, it was kind. Oh, cool. Let's see. Diana Chenevere says, it will be great to see Tim Harris. Oh, I did a little heart emoji. That's cool. Let's see. Also, any plans this weekend? That's what people are asking on social media. I got to imagine, yes, we're actually going to be broadcasting some pretty cool stuff as well as lots of stuff around the corner. My goodness. Next week going to be in Vegas at I think it's called X Live. So we're going to be bringing some content from that as well. So if you're in Vegas, come on out. It's the X Live Conference 2019. It's happening right there. Everything streaming, devices, if you're and also gaming. Esports is going to be there. If you're in the business of this, it's the 2019 X Live Annual Conference and Expo. Tickets start at around, I want to say, the cheapest I saw was like $680, $690, about $700. So if you can, go get your tickets there. We'll see you there. We'll be there Monday. So if you're around, message us and maybe, who knows, maybe we can meet up right there. Okay, guys, we got to let you go. Make it a great day, whatever you do. Remember, life is worth living, so live it well. Bye-bye, everyone.